Hello everybody, today in this video I want to talk to you how you can planting a fruit tree in correct way. As you can see, this is a short cherry. I bought this from a nursery. This is another fruit tree. That's a plum, red plum. As you can see, both of them are so strong, and cannot believe it has just 1 year old for bare root fruit tree. Honestly, I bought them 3 days ago, but because it was a rainy day and we had a week just rain, I cannot plant them. I had a huge hole in this pot because my grapevine been in this part of my garden, so I put them in that hole and cover it for these days. Then today I make a hole for this one. I want to plant another one in container, but for this one I want to plant it in the ground in this part of my yard. I have few variety of cherry, but this is new. I want share with you that things I learned about planting fruit tree. First of all, you should dig in a big hole. A hole should be 3 or 2 times wider, not thick, not deep, than fruit tree. So the hole should be 2 or 3 times wider than fruit tree. When you put in your fruit tree in it, it should be all around it empty. Why? Because the fruit tree will get root and it won't develop in root. This part is not good for developing root. We fill out the hole with light soil and compost. I use the sheep manure. You can use any manure, pig manure, horse manure, cow manure. Honestly, I'm organic gardener. I don't want use any fertilizer, chemical fertilizer. All my fertilizer is eggshells, compost, banana peels, ash wood, and manure. Any manure. Another thing I want to tell you, this is a rootstock. What's a rootstock? It grows from seed or propagate. Then we are gonna to graft in cyan on this rootstock. So the tree is a grafted tree. For planting graft tree, you should pay attention to these things I am telling you. This part should be front of sunlight. If your garden getting sunlight from this part, the rootstock should be front of sunlight. If you plant it reverse, the the tree cannot grow really good. This is a secret tip behind planting fruit tree. Another thing, as you can see, this branch is sprouting from rootstock. We don't want this. We should cut off this. All the branch on this scion, on this trunk, is okay, but below or under the graft place, any branch sprouting, you should cut off them from the base. We don't want this. So another tip I want to tell you, when you dig in a hole and you find out these roots belongs to another fruit tree and you cut it off them, you should not let it stay in the soil. Why? Because it's gonna to get a mold. This is so important. And next tip, when you planted your fruit tree, you should check it like this. It should not be, this part, rootstock, should not be in the ground. Half of these rootstock should be out from the ground. Okay, when you cover it, just you can cover it to this part, not more. Half of this rootstock should be outside, not in the ground, but half should be in the ground. If your plant or your fruit tree been a soil before, it is bare root tree, it wasn't in soil. But if you buy some fruit tree been in a soil, you should plant them like before. If they been to this part in the ground, you should do this. If more, you should do this. Pay attention to these things and do these things. Helps you will get a healthy fruit tree and a strong fruit tree. So your fruit tree can produce good quality of fruit. Another thing about planting fruit tree is after you plant them, you should cut off them the trunk. We don't want fruit tree like this. As you can see, it grow really tall. It's almost 7 feet or 6 or 7 feet tall. So I'm gonna cut off these from this part. But for you, it is different. Why? Because all around my garden is a wall. So I have no choice to keep them short. As you can see, this is my another cherry. This is my apricot fruit tree. I let them grow little bit tall. Why? Because just from this part they can get the sunlight. If I cut off them, I top off them, we call this top off. When you cut the top of tree, we call this top off. You cut the top for another branch grow. like this. As you can see, I want top of these just a little bit. I did before, as you can see in this part I top off before, but it get new. I should cut off this one again. I want pruning all my fruit tree in next video, and I want to tell you how you can pruning fruit tree in correct way. So it was all things I learned about planting fruit tree. If I remember another thing, I will tell you and share it with you. My goal is share those things I learned through the years from my dad and myself. Thanks for watching me. Let me to fill out these, and I won't continue, and I will show you how I fill out this. As you can see, this is a sheep manure. As you can see, I don't use too much. Why? Because the fruit tree wasn't in soil before, so when I feed it too much, it gets in shock. So I don't want use too much sheep manure for this. And then I'm gonna to, as you can see, I separate the roots all around, and then I'm gonna to cover it with the soil. As you can see, I fill up the hole. This is a sheep manure, and just a little bit of my compost. I don't use too much because the fruit tree wasn't in a soil before. If you feed it too much and heavy, it gets in shock. So I give it just a little bit, and as you can see, to this part stay outside. It when I dip this and water it, it's gonna be a little bit more down, like this. It's okay. This is a best way and the correct way to planting fruit tree. And then I'm gonna to cut off this branch. I don't want this. Probably I'm gonna to propagate this. I planted in the soil. Thanks for watching. Sorry for shake my camera. Honestly speaking, working and filming in the same times is really difficult. Thanks for watching me. I hope you can find some new in my video. Always try to share those things I learned and share my experiments with other, and something let me to tell you, when you share even your experience, you can learn more. So please, if you know something, if you have some experience, if you have some experiment, please share with other people. I appreciate all of you for supporting my channel. Bye for now. Happy gardening. See you in next video.